A night that changed the universe unfolded in the Cave of Hira. A man alone, a voice from the unseen, and the first verses that cracked open the dawn of Islam. Read, in the name of your Lord. We witnessed the trembling, the fear, the comfort from Khadija, and the confirmation of revelation by Waraka ibn Nawfal. A simple merchant was chosen to carry the weight of all humanity. But what happened after that divine moment might surprise many. Because the message did not go public, there was no announcement to Mecca, no challenge to Quraysh, no immediate rise of a new faith. Instead, something unexpected began. A silent mission, a hidden start, a revolution whispered, not shouted. And in this episode, we uncover those mysterious early years, the secret invitations, the quiet conversions, the private gatherings that shaped the strongest believers the world has ever seen. This is the chapter most people never hear. So let's begin. After that divine moment, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not begin loudly. For the first 3 years, he called people quietly, privately, and with deep wisdom. He approached only those whose hearts were already soft, whose character made them ready, whose souls were searching long before Islam arrived. The first to believe was the most beloved, Khadija bint Khuwaylid, the woman who stood with him when the world would stand against him. Her strength became the heartbeat of the early mission. Then came Ali ibn Abi Talib, the young boy raised in the Prophet's home, pure, loyal, fearless. He accepted Islam without a moment of doubt. Then Zayd ibn Haritha, the faithful companion, became the first freed slave to accept Islam, choosing the Prophet over his own tribe out of love, not obligation. And then Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, the best friend whose heart opened instantly, whose faith never shook for even a second. Through him, some of the greatest future heroes embraced Islam: Uthman ibn Affan, Abdurrahman ibn Auf, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Talha, and Zubair. Islam began to grow, not in the streets, not in the public squares, but in whispered conversations, in quiet meetings, in hearts awakening one at a time. Secret gatherings took place in the home of Al-Arqam ibn Abi al-Arqam, a young man whose house became the very first school of Islam. Behind closed doors, away from the eyes of Quraysh, the believers learned Quran, verses of mercy, verses of justice, verses preparing them for the trials to come. But Quraysh soon noticed something strange. People were changing, new courage was appearing, whispers of a new message were spreading like sparks in dry grass. And then, the command came, a command that would transform the mission forever. And warn your nearest relatives. Surah Ash-Shu'ara 214. After 3 years of silence, secrecy, and strategic patience, Allah ordered the next step. The quiet flame was about to rise. Public, powerful, unstoppable. The command had finally come. And warn your nearest relatives. The era of secrecy was over. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam climbed Mount Safa, the closest rise overlooking the heart of Mecca. He stood upon the high rock, where the people of Quraysh traditionally gathered for announcements of life and death. And with a strong voice, he called each tribe by name. O Quraysh, O sons of Hashim, O sons of Abd Manaf. They gathered beneath him, curious. This was a man they trusted, a man who had never lied, never cheated, never broken a promise. They came because the most truthful man in Mecca was calling them. When everyone was silent, he asked, "If I told you that enemies were approaching from behind this mountain, would you believe me?" They answered together, "Yes, we have never known you to lie." Then he delivered the message that shattered their comfort. "I warn you of a coming punishment. I cannot save you from Allah except that you have rights over me and I over you." The truth was now public, but instead of humility, the first response was anger. His own uncle Abu Lahab shouted, "May you be ruined! Is this why you gathered us?" The Quran answered him instantly in what became one of the most recited surahs on earth. "Perish the hands of Abu Lahab, and perish he." Surah Al-Masad. This moment marked the beginning of open hostility. Soon after, Rasulullah called his relatives again, this time in a private gathering. He stood and said, "Who among you will support me in this mission? Who will help me in carrying this message so that he will be my brother and my successor?" The room fell silent, except for one voice, a young boy, only 13 years old, Ali ibn Abi Talib. He stood and said, "I will be your helper, O Messenger of Allah." The men laughed at him, but Rasulullah accepted him, admired his courage, and made dua for him. This early moment showed that victory does not come through numbers, but through sincerity. From that day forward, Quraysh increased their pressure. They mocked him. They insulted him. They whispered lies about him. They tried to bargain with him, offering wealth, leadership, and marriage if he would just stop calling to one God. But he answered with words that still shake the world. "If they place the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, I would never abandon this mission." Quraysh then turned their cruelty toward the believers, especially the weak. Bilal was dragged across the burning desert and crushed under stones, whispering, "Ahad, Ahad." One. Only one. Sumayya, the first martyr in Islam, stood firm until the last breath. Her faith shook the hearts of angels. Khabbab, Ammar, Yasir, and many others were beaten, burned, and tortured for saying one sentence, "La ilaha illallah." Yet the message only became stronger. The light only spread further. The hearts only grew firmer. And in the middle of this storm, Allah revealed verses of comfort, strength, and patience. "So be patient, O Muhammad, as were those of determination before you." The battle between truth and falsehood was now out in the open, and Quraysh realized something terrifying. Islam was not fading. Islam was rising. Islam was unstoppable. As the message of Islam continued to rise, Quraysh realized something frightening. Their pressure was not weakening the Muslims, it was strengthening them. So they intensified their cruelty. Torture became harsher. Harassment became constant. Families were separated, slaves were beaten, and believers lived each day with fear, but not fear of Quraysh, fear of losing faith. The companions were patient, but the pain was real. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that his followers, men, women, even children, were suffering beyond their strength. So he gave them a life-changing order. "If you can, then go to Abyssinia, for there is a king there who wrongs no one, and it is a land of truth." A gentle command, a door of hope, a chance to breathe again. And so, secretly, quietly, one group after another began the first migration in Islamic history. They left Mecca with tears in their eyes, not because they feared the journey, but because they were leaving their homes, their memories, and the Prophet they loved. But they obeyed, because faith was stronger than comfort. When they reached Abyssinia, they found exactly what they were promised: a land of safety, a place where they could pray without fear, speak without punishment, live without torture. And the man who protected them was a Christian king known for justice, An-Najash, the Negus. His court became a shield for the Muslims. No one could touch them. No one could expel them. No one could pressure them. Quraysh, humiliated that their victims escaped, sent 2 envoys with gifts and lies, trying to convince the king to return the Muslims to Mecca. But the Negus refused to judge without hearing both sides. So he summoned the Muslims. And in front of the king, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib stepped forward with calm confidence and spoke the most beautiful summary of Islam, words that shook the room. "O king, we were a people in ignorance until Allah sent us a messenger. He explained truth, justice, mercy, and honesty." And then he recited verses from Surah Maryam, describing the birth of Isa alayhi salam. Tears filled the eyes of the Negus. His bishops wept until their scriptures became wet. He said, "This and what Jesus brought come from the same light. Go, you are safe in my land. No one will harm you here." With that, the Muslims were protected by the most powerful Christian ruler in Africa. Quraysh had failed. Islam had found a refuge. This migration became a turning point, a moment when the world saw that Islam was bigger than Mecca, bigger than Quraysh, and destined to travel across continents. The believers in Abyssinia grew stronger, and their survival prepared Islam for the next great stages: the rise of Hamza, the shocking conversion of Umar, and the intense boycott against Banu Hashim. The next part will cover the moments that changed everything: Hamza accepting Islam, Umar's powerful transformation, and Quraysh's panic. Make sure to subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode of this incredible journey. See you, inshallah.